Breaking news from WRAL. Coverage you can count on.
A man shot. Raleigh police are investigating a shooting this morning. What we're learning about his condition.
And what to wear this morning. Chilly to start with, but we'll climb into the 80s this afternoon. I'll show you how long our temperatures will be above normal.
A permanent closure. Navigating downtown Raleigh changes today. The new route you'll have to take around the expanding Raleigh Convention Center.
And millions on the line. Today, the first step toward months of negotiation over the state budget. How different groups plan to spend your tax dollars. Good morning, everyone. It is 6 o'clock, and we'll help you plan your morning and your day with news, weather, and traffic. I'm Renee Chu.
And I'm Jeff Hogan. Thanks for making us part of your routine here as we get our work week started together here. What a great way to end the weekend there with sunny skies. And Elizabeth Gardner in the WRAL Severe Weather Center right now. We're starting off chilly, but boy, we're going to warm up today, summer-like.
Highs climb into the low to mid 80s. Not records, but still very warm for this time of year. Beautiful sunrise in progress all across our viewing area. There are a few clouds out there, but for the most part, it'll be a nice, bright, sunny day today. This is a look from Clarksville over Carr Lake. What a beautiful view that is. Mid 50s right now in the Triangle. We have a southwest wind that is warming things up for us today. Right now it's steady at 9. We'll see some gusts to 20, 25 this afternoon, which pushes that warm air in. Temperatures in the mid 40s for Roxborough and South Hill, and mid 40s for Rocky Mount, Goldsboro as well. 46 in Clinton. We're in the mid 50s in the Triangle, so a little bit warmer than some other parts of the viewing area. And we're ranging from around 5 to almost 20 degrees warmer than yesterday, just depending on where you are. A nice warm afternoon, mid 70s at lunchtime, and then those highs in the mid 80s. I'm tracking up front for tomorrow. I'll show you what that brings our way. Coming up, Ken.
Elizabeth, at 6:01, a rather quiet start to your morning commute. Man, nothing but green showing up on our live traffic sensors in terms of all our major routes. Speaking of those major routes, here's a live look at the northern loop of the Beltline. The last 20, 30 minutes, we saw a little bit of slowdown, but that was all overnight maintenance related. That's completely cleared right now. I-440 and Glenwood Avenue. You're getting ready to head out the door. Take us with you. Traffic on the go. 101.5 HD3.
Breaking news we're following right now. A man is seriously hurt after a shooting early this morning in Raleigh. The shooting happened on Dancy Drive near Lewisburg Road just after 12:30. Police had an SUV towed from that scene right around 5 a.m. and they have not made any arrests yet in this case.
Starting today, you'll notice a change in downtown Raleigh. South Street is closing permanently between Dawson and McDowell Streets as part of the expansion project for the Raleigh Convention Center. WRAL's Kelsey Coffey is live on South Street this morning. And Kelsey, these changes also include the relocation of the Red Hat Amphitheater.
Yes, Renee, your morning commute here in downtown Raleigh may look different starting this morning. So you can see that crews already have a sign out, but they haven't closed this section of South Street just yet. So it's going to close between Dawson and McDowell Streets later today. So drivers will need to use Lenore Street as an alternate route. This is all a part of changes for the Red Hat Amphitheater. The city is moving the amphitheater to South Lenore Street, just a block away from its current location. That will make room for a 300,000 square foot expansion at the Raleigh Convention Center. Plans for the new Red Hat are already in the works. The city plans to add more sidewalk space in front of the venue. Assistant City Manager Evan Raleigh says the Red Hat brings big money to businesses downtown.
The economic activity that the venue generates was critical to their success. And so we know, the Red Hat generates tens of millions in economic activity every year.
The new Red Hat is set to open in 2027. Kelsey Coffey, WRAL News, live in Raleigh.
Police in Fayetteville are working to learn what may have led to a deadly shooting at a recreation center. Officers responded to the College Lakes Recreation Center at 5 p.m. yesterday after reports of shots fired there. They found a man who was shot and killed. A viewer sent us this video about a dozen police cars there, 2 fire trucks, and an ambulance right in front of the rec center. When our crew got there, they saw a car being towed from the parking lot. No arrests have been made.
At least 2 people were hurt in a crash on Capitol Boulevard in Raleigh. Police say this happened near Hodges Road just after 8 last night. The on-ramp to 440 was closed during the investigation. It is back open this morning. We're working to learn more about the conditions of the people involved.
And an investigation is underway after Robeson County deputies found a body in the water. According to the sheriff's office Facebook post, it happened right in the area of NC 72 West and Bowie Philadelphus Road. That is right between Pembroke and Red Springs. And the sheriff's office has not released any other information at this time, but we'll bring you updates as soon as they come into our newsroom.
Today, we'll get our first look at plans state lawmakers have to spend more than $30 billion in taxpayer money. WRAL's Laura Levine is live outside the legislative building this morning. And Laura, Republican leaders in the state Senate plan to reveal their budget plans today.
Renee, good morning. We are talking about billions of dollars here on the line today. And today, Senate lawmakers, they're going to have their say on how that money, your tax dollars, should be spent. This is the first step in what will likely be months of negotiations with Republican House and Senate leaders and Democratic Governor Josh Stein. The Senate plan will be more modest than Stein recommended. That may mean smaller proposed raises for teachers and state employees. The current state budget is $31.7 billion. GOP lawmakers propose bringing that up to $32.6 billion in the coming year and $33.3 billion by 2026-2027. Stein has proposed a larger increase to nearly $34 billion, which would be paid for by keeping tax rates the same instead of continuing with tax cuts that Republicans favor, as well as by slashing the state's taxpayer-funded private school tuition vouchers. WRAL Capitol Bureau Chief Laura Leslie explains the key things to watch for in the Senate's proposal.
Democratic Governor Josh Stein will have a little bit more leverage this year in the budget process than Governor Cooper did last time. That's because the Republicans don't have a supermajority anymore in the State House. They're one vote shy, and that's not much of a margin, of course, but it might give Stein a little bit more leverage to get some of the things he wants to see in this budget.
Senate Leader Phil Berger says he expects this bill to move pretty quickly, passing the Senate by the end of the week. Then it's the House's turn to approve its version of the bill. Laura Levine, WRAL News, live in Raleigh.
Today, Durham school employees will meet with district leaders. The Durham Association of Educators is advocating for teachers and staff amid a $7 million budget shortfall for the school system. Today will be the first of two meetings between the group and the Board of Education, and they'll be discussing several proposals for the district's budget.
Today, Governor Stein's Student Safety and Wellbeing Task Force will meet for the first time. The group, established earlier this month, is intended to help schools become safer, more welcoming places. Their first priority is working with state lawmakers to ban cell phones in schools. Their meeting runs from 9 to noon this morning at the Juvenile Justice Headquarters in Raleigh.
Cumberland County today will get an update on the Crown Event Center project. The $145 million project was allowed to resume building last week after a pause was put on construction there. The Crown Event Center is not set to open until 2027. Today's update meeting gets started at 1 o'clock this afternoon at the Cumberland County Courthouse.
An Israeli strike has destroyed part of the last functioning hospital in Gaza City. Parts of the hospital, including the emergency room and reception area, were extensively damaged. The Israeli military claimed they struck a Hamas command and control center in the attack. No deaths were reported as a direct result of the strike. However, the hospital's director says a boy with a head injury died in the rushed evacuation. Hospital administration says it will take weeks to become operational again and months to restore the building.
Stock futures rose over the weekend after the Trump administration put in a tariff exemption on electronic imports from China. This morning now, futures in green with the Dow, the NASDAQ, S&P 500 all showing implied gains and some wide margins there as well. And despite celebration on Wall Street, the exemptions for tech are mostly in favor of large tech companies. One example being Apple, who manufactures about 90% of its phones in China. Without exemptions on their products, though, some American small business owners say they feel stuck in the middle of this trade war that they have no control over.
Quoting a client one day for a product, and then the very next day we have to give them another quote. And that roller coaster is not something that we can survive on as small business owners.
President Trump is hoping the tariffs will bring more manufacturing jobs back to the U.S. The White House says it'll revisit many of the now paused tariffs in the coming months.
A mental health and substance abuse center is back open after undergoing an expansion. Southlight Healthcare's Raleigh Hub on Garner Road held a grand reopening ceremony yesterday. The facility has newly expanded their on-site pharmacy, added new counseling rooms, and medical offices. Raleigh Mayor Janet Cowell spent the afternoon touring the building, and Wake County Sheriff Willie Rowe shares how they partner with the mental health clinic.
Southlight provides a service by coming into our facility, making sure they get the treatment and the health care that they need. We deal with drug addiction, we deal with the mental health issues. Southlight has been a great partner.
The renovation cost $3.5 million through a capital campaign.
10 after 6 right now on your Monday. It's a celebrity space launch. 6 women are headed to zero gravity today. Some of the big names being sent on this record-breaking trip.
And scrap metal fire. A business in Kernersville went up in flames. The response to this column of smoke that could be seen from Virginia.
And your school day forecast starts off cool. We'll see a few clouds out there this morning. This afternoon, we warm way up into the mid-80s. I'll show you how many more days we'll have very warm temperatures in the afternoon.
As you get into your car, tune to WRAL News Plus on your radio. In Raleigh on 99.3 FM. In Durham, 96.5 FM. And everywhere on 101.5 HD3.
6:13, taking a look outside across our area. There are a few clouds out there, but for the most part, it really looks gorgeous. Chapel Hill here, courtesy of Top of the Hill Restaurant. Taking a look at Raleigh here as well, Fayetteville, Apex, sun's starting to come up. So looking great out there. Temperatures are chilly this morning. We're heading out the door to temperatures in the mid-40s to mid-50s. We're going to see a nice warm day today, though. This warm front lifts northward and highs will climb into the mid-80s. Following this next front, we will see another cool down. It's that time of year where our front comes through, it warms up ahead of it, cools down behind it. This is a fairly moisture-starved front, so we're not likely to see much rain with this, but we will see some breezy conditions. So we'll talk about winds for today and tomorrow and those up and down temperatures coming up in more detail. Ken?
Just about 6:14, Elizabeth. We're seeing a little bit of a slowdown right there in those eastbound lanes of I-540 between Lewisburg Road and Capitol Boulevard, but nothing really that's going to make you late this morning. We just got reports of Raleigh police working a crash on Tryon and Wilmington Street in Raleigh South Side. That's right there around Golden Corral. You'll know it, but it's not going to affect you this morning outside. Let's go I-40 and Rockport Road traffic beginning to pick up. But listen, you're getting ready to head into the car. Take us with you. 101.5 HD3.
Today, the president of El Salvador is meeting President Trump at the White House. Secretary of State Marco Rubio announced 10 more people were deported to El Salvador this past weekend. Rubio says the deportees are part of either MS-13 or the Venezuelan gang Tren de Aragua. Rubio praised the El Salvadorian president, Nayib Bukele, for his cooperation with the Trump administration.
A Cary Swimming Association voted on a rule affecting transgender swimmers in competitions. The Tar Heels Swimming Association voted to require parents to register their child to swim in the category of their biological sex at birth. Association officials say this is a topic the league has discussed for over a year. And association president Sean Gage says this change affects about 5 to 10 of the more than 13,000 children in the league. Gage says in a statement, in part, for clarity, transgender children are welcome in this league, but for the purposes of competition, the league has decided they are to compete as their sex as identified at birth. He also added, I want to make it clear, while I am president of TSA, everyone is welcome in this league, regardless of race, religion, or gender identity.
The tour company behind last Thursday's deadly helicopter crash in New York City is shutting down. New York Helicopter Tours was previously involved in 2 safety incidents investigated by federal authorities. Thursday's crash killed all 6 people on board, including a family visiting from Spain.
Final preparations are happening right now for a milestone mission, sending some stars to space. The Blue Origin rocket launch is scheduled for 9:30 this morning, and we will cover it live on Fox 50 when it happens. 6 women, including stars like Katy Perry, will be on board. This record-setting trip is the first multi-person space mission with an all-female crew.
It's going to be a wild ride, but I know that it's an important moment for the future of commercial space travel and for women all around.
The space flight will last about 11 minutes, allowing the passengers to hit zero gravity for a few minutes and then come back down. Blue Origin's new Shepard rocket flies autonomously. There's no captain on board. All 6 people on board were handpicked by Lauren Sanchez, who is the fiance of Blue Origin founder Jeff Bezos.
And new this morning, a critical weather tool disappearing. Some National Weather Service offices are either suspending the launch of weather balloons or reducing how many are launched. Now, they're a crucial part to weather forecasting, and tonight we'll explain how that missing data could actually put your safety at risk during a storm. In the meantime, a little bit of background information for you. These launches started in the 1930s. They take a snapshot of the vertical profile of the atmosphere, and the data that they gets fed into our forecast modeling. And a lot of those reductions have happened in the Rockies and in the Great Plains. So we'll explain the impact of that tonight on WRAL News at 6.
We will be watching for that. Chris, thank you. Plumes of smoke came off of a scrap metal business in Kernersville. The large scrap pile fire and the smoke was visible for miles, even being spotted in parts of Virginia. Fire crews say the intense fire started at OmniSource recycling facility. Firefighters from across Forsyth County, including Winston-Salem Fire, were sent to help put it out. One firefighter was taken to the hospital for evaluation. No other injuries were reported. Officials say there are no health concerns for the community, but hazmat crews were sent to monitor air conditions. The cause of the fire is still under investigation.
The aunt of the Menendez brothers has been hospitalized. Family members say it happened after she saw a graphic image shown in court during her nephew's resentencing effort. Eric and Lyle Menendez were convicted of killing their parents in 1989 and sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole. Friday marked a major win, though, for the Menendez brothers. A judge allowed their resentencing hearing to proceed. Their 85-year-old aunt, Terry Buralt, has been battling colon cancer. She says she worries she'll never see the brothers released. Their resentencing hearing will start Thursday.
Tax day is tomorrow, but North Carolinians have a little extra time to get those documents together. This year, you have until May 1st to file individual income taxes. The extension is intended to help people impacted by Hurricane Helene, and it applies to everyone statewide. If you have not filed your taxes yet, we are here to help. Coming up at 6:45, 5 on your sides, Keely Arthur shares what you need to do if you owe money this year.
Get to going.
Absolutely.
It's the 14th, right? Tomorrow's the day, so get on it. We had a beautiful day on the way here. A nice sunrise happening, and Elizabeth Gardner in the WRAL Severe Weather Center right now with that warm-up that's going to happen for everyone here.
Climbing into the mid-80s for this afternoon, really different from what we saw over the weekend, and I'll explain why we're going to see such a big jump. Fayetteville, Raleigh, Apex, Chapel Hill, all looking good. Just Chapel Hill in particular looking so beautiful looking at that particular direction. It's courtesy of Top of the Hill Restaurant. We have a warm front that is moving across the state right now. That switched our winds to southerly, southwesterly. That's what's going to bring the warmth in today as compared to what we saw over the weekend. But here comes the next front, our next weather maker. It comes rolling in. It's going to drop our temperatures a bit, but it's not likely to bring us much rain. It will be warm ahead of the front today, but then not much moisture tomorrow. It will be breezy, though. Winds will be gusting 20 to 25, maybe even as much as 30 to 35 when that front comes through tomorrow, and then it'll also deliver some cooler air. Rain chances with this front tomorrow, minimal, just a 20% chance around the middle of the day. Most of us won't end up seeing very much rain. Our pollen forecast, because of that, goes right back up. So we're high for pine, oak, elm, and sweet gum through the middle of the week and most likely through the end of the week as well. 6 more days until Easter Sunday. Boy, does it feel like this year is just ticking by. It really does. For Easter weekend, we'll see a system out here in the Rockies. It stays to our west. Notice the orange shaded area along the East Coast. Another warm front moves our temperatures into the 80s for the holiday weekend. We're not likely to see any widespread rain, but there could be an isolated shower. Right now, we don't have any rain in the forecast. We'll let you know if we have to add that in. Right now, our only rain chance for the next 7 days is tomorrow, and it's just a 20% 20% chance. Easter egg hunt on Saturday morning, or you're headed to an Easter sunrise service, it's going to look good. Partly cloudy skies at 7 a.m. 62, at 9 a.m. 66, and at 11 o'clock 70. And then we're going to see a quick jump to 83 for the high on Sunday. 80s Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and really a lovely week too, but some ups and downs with our temperatures. We're going to talk about why we're going to cool down so much for Wednesday and Thursday coming up, Ken.
621 Elizabeth, we're keeping an eye on this crash. It's really a minor crash on Raleigh's south side. It's South Wilmington Street at Tryon Road. This down around the Golden Corral there in South Raleigh, but nothing really delaying anything right now. But let's take you to the east of Raleigh, shall we? Give you a live look at I-87, Wendell Falls Parkway. Traffic flowing nicely in all directions. Really, all our major routes are delay-free at this hour from Wendell to Raleigh, Durham, Chapel Hill. You get ready to head out the door. Take us with you, 101.5 HD3.
Thanks, Ken. No Coachella hype. Fans are complaining about the lack of excitement at the music festival this year. The artists, fans say, should be bringing more emotion.
And Minecraft money. The Minecraft movie, now the #1 movie of the year. The online jokes catapulting its success ahead in what's trending.
This What's Trending report, sponsored by Rug & Home.
A video game movie is now the top earning film of 2025.
And one of the biggest music festivals of the year leaves fans at home disappointed in the crowd. And Ken Smith here now with What's Trending on a Monday.
Not often you hear Coachella and disappointed mentioned in the same breath, right? But that major music festival streaming its stages live on YouTube. Fans at home feel there was not enough excitement for their favorite acts, namely singer Biba Doobie and Mexican music star Junior H. Some attribute it to the fashion and influencer elements of the festival taking away from the music.
But there were some memorable music moments. Megan Thee Stallion's set last night was a fan favorite. And after her, Post Malone did a country set. Gave some of his songs a little more twang.
I love it. Hey, how about this? The Minecraft movie starring Jack Black and Jason Momoa, now the top-selling movie so far in 2025. It stayed at the top of the box office this past weekend, giving it a 10-day earnings of $281 million in the U.S. The movie surprised fans, though, with musical songs, including a tune about cooking chicken with lava.
Listen, don't sell Jack Black short on anything. And Minecraft also greatest movie, right, this weekend. Folks are saying, but the best-selling video game of all time beat out Grand Theft Auto, sold 300 million copies. Craziness. Ken, thank you. With big changes coming to downtown, the next steps in the expansion of the Raleigh Convention Center and relocation of Red Hat Amphitheater happening today.
Rally over votes. What we expect from State Supreme Court Justice Allison Riggs today after the challenge by her election opponent.
And rain chances tomorrow. Just a 20% chance as a cold front comes through. The cold front will bring us warm temperatures and then a big drop later in the week. I'll show you.